Forest set to make an offer for Douglas Luiz. Could Sangare be leaving? And another striker being linked. Welcome to your Forest transfer news. Afternoon everybody, hope you're doing well and welcome to your latest Forest transfer news. There's loads to update you on and it's only been a few hours since we did a live last night, and we'll be doing a Grumpy Old Reds tonight at 7:30 or 8 o'clock. God knows what those lot are gonna decide. And if you want to know about this whole Marinakis tech store story, we've got a couple of exclusive videos over on Patreon. So Patreonies, if you've haven't checked it out, go check it out. If you want to check it out, scan the QR code, click on the link, hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed, and let's jump into the news. So on the live yesterday, we told you guys when it came to Douglas Luiz that that Luiz had basically said yes to Forest. There's been an agreement that he's changed his mind from January about the whole Man City, Man United thing, and he's open to Forest. So that's good news. And it is now reported out of Italy that Forest are preparing a bid of around 33 million euros. But that's not a bid to buy. That's a loan bid with an obligation to buy or an option to buy that turns into an. We covered those things off yesterday. So it's going to be around 33 million. Now, Juventus value him at 40 million euros. Forest are probably from that 33 million going to put some of that up front as a loan fee. So probably, I would say max 10 million euros, about 6-7 million pounds. And then the rest would come at the end of next year. And I still really do like this deal, because if we can get a loan with an option first that turns into an obligation, it's a kind of try before you buy scenario. But I've got to bring to you some stuff about Douglas Luiz, because he's got himself into a little bit of trouble when it comes to Juventus. He went onto his Instagram and he posted out, "Good morning, may God forgive bad people." Now, this was apparently a dig at the coach over at Juventus and maybe some of the players and the staff and what have you. And to the extent that he's actually come out and apologized to the team and everything like that about that. So there is an attitude issue here. I know I've been glazing over it and what have you, but I still don't care. I still don't care. I think he's exactly what we need. I've sat here for years and said to you guys, if you want to win a match, win the midfield battle. Where are Forest weakest? That midfield battle. The guy can pass, control the tempo of the game, he can tackle, he can shoot, he can score penalties, free kicks, he can take corners. I want him. And yes, there is a section of you that's saying to me, yo, but he's done nothing for a year. What if he's one of those guys that's just forgot how to play football? Like, are you sticking too much to what he did at Aston Villa over the player he really is? And I say to you guys, I just don't think it worked at Juve, not from a footballing perspective, but from a personality clash. And yes, you guys might be worried about that, but we've had Collymore, we've had Van Hooijdonk, we've had players like that before. Okay, Van Hooijdonk, probably not the best example. I get it. But, you know, this has happened with Forest. It's happened with players. I don't mind a bit of attitude and arrogance when it comes to players. Now, what I do mind is these reports about Sangare leaving. That really does annoy me. So there are some reports coming out. I think it might have been in the Mail. So, you know, we could just stop the discussion here, but let's go through it. Saying that if Douglas Luiz does come to Forest, then Sangare is free to leave. And probably they would look to move him on. Why? Why would that be the case? This isn't, I think the Mail is getting this completely wrong. This isn't a tag one in, tag one out. Forest need squad depth. Even if, and I know there are those of you out there who don't think Sangare is going to make it or is good enough or has shown enough and what have you. Even if that's the case, right? We still need squad depth for the European campaign, for the domestic cups, for injuries, for when players go on AFCON, which obviously he will be one of. Forest can't just go, all right, give me a Douglas Luiz and get rid of a Sangare. Bring me an Igor Jesus and get rid of a Chris Wood. Doesn't work like that. We have to get the balance right. We have to get squad depth. And then I've been chatting with some of you guys on Discord last night. You guys are asking me, well, how would Douglas Luiz fit in? By the way, make sure you're in the Discord. The link's in the description. I don't care is still my answer. I know he has to fit in. That's the thing. And the thing is, even if we bring Douglas Luiz in, just kind of touching on this Sangare Luiz thing, he's probably not ready to start against Brentford. If I'm being honest and realistic about it, even though I'm like, yeah, shiny new toy, chuck him in. Remember, he's not had that much game time last year at Juventus. And therefore, we would still need a Sangare to start if you're looking to play Douglas Luiz in the 6. He will need to build that match sharpness, that match fitness. Let's just say the deal gets done by the end of the weekend. That leaves a week and 5 days or 6 days before the Premier League starts again. That's not enough time for him to build up his match fitness. We need that squad depth. That's why I would, look, for me, play Sangare, play Anderson, and play Douglas Luiz and go to a 4-3-3. You guys can deduce from that who I would drop out of the midfielders. So that's the stuff on Sangare. Look, do I believe it? No, I just don't think there's enough merit in it. The story then goes on to say, oh, he was frustrated by the lack of minutes he got last season. Well, he spent a lot of last season injured. And when he got minutes, he was fantastic towards the end of the season. And for me, him and Sells have been the two best players or standout players in the preseason so far. So I'm not writing him off. And I don't think Forest are, to be honest. He looks leaner as well and he looks more physical. So don't believe it just yet. But we'll keep you posted on it. Now, one that you guys have been asking me about, Mandu from Rennes in France, and saying, is there any truth in this story? Forest have been linked with the French striker, who is very good, by the way, like really good. I like this guy. Some of you say, okay, he's doing it in the French league and runs. What does that, Rennes, what does that mean? Well, he's got 34 goals in 93 appearances for them. He's young. I think he's 22, 23 years old. Very good up front. The only thing I would say against him is he's quite short, so aerially he's not as good. But again, this is the whole different profile thing when it comes to, you got, Chris Wood's quite tall. Jesus isn't tall, but good at jumping and headering the ball, etc. It's good to have, you don't need clones of the same player. He's been linked with Forest. He's been linked with Tottenham, and he's been linked with one other, and for the life of me, I can't remember. Market value is 22 mil. Rennes would probably push it around 35 mil, in terms of euros, that is. But do I see any strength in this? My answer to you guys is no, not really. I just thought I'd bring it up because I don't see it happening. Don't get me wrong. I would love to see it happen. For me, I'm going to contradict myself a little, but if Taiwo was to be moved on, which I don't think he will be, and you bring in Arnold here, that's a very versatile front three that we could have, and I'm 100% up for it. But can I see Forest bashing out about 35 million euros, so about 30 million pounds on top of the Douglas Luiz money? We still need to get 2 or 3 more wingers, another left back, another backup goalkeeper, loads that we still need to buy. My answer to that is no, but I hope I'm wrong on it. So those are the main kind of headlines that are making moves at the moment, and kind of the new fresher updates. It feels like there are reports, by the way, some places are saying that Forest have put in the bid for Douglas Luiz. I can't say with any certainty that has or hasn't happened. What I would say is I wouldn't be surprised if it's happened, and expect it to be a loan offer with a loan fee and a total package on the option to buy of about 33 million euros, so about 28 million pounds. Forest, go get it done. We'll be back this evening for Grumpy Old Reds. Jump in the Discord, we can have a chat there. If you want to see those Marinakis videos, they're over on Patreon. Plenty to keep you guys busy with. Make sure you've liked, make sure you've subscribed. Come on, you Reds.